Welcome to Songwriter Trysts, the intimate connection between lovers of songwriting. We explore raw emotions and creative journeys that bring music to life. Whether you're a songwriter, a music lover, or just curious about the creative process, this is the place for you. If you're enjoying the podcast, we'd love for you to subscribe. Please leave a review and even share it with your friends. Your support helps continue to bring our inspiring stories and conversations to the world. Thank you for being a part of the Songwriter Trysts community. And if you'd like to get involved, contact us on songwritertrysts.com. Now, let's dive into today's episode and hear from the guest about their own songwriting journey. Welcome to a Songwriter Tryst. We've got Malachi Gagnon. Thank you so much for joining me. I like to start this podcast by getting you, the artist, tell us a little bit about who you are and where you come from.
Yeah, I'm from New Hampshire in the United States. It's like one of the smaller states up in the top right, closer to Boston, basically. Yeah, I grew up here and moved to Florida. Lived there for 5 years. Maybe 6. And then moved back here recently. I'm back in New Hampshire now. And I love it. This is my favorite place on earth. It's pretty cool.
So
it's like woodsy. It's pretty mountainous and lakes and stuff. So it's countryside, yeah.
I'm sure it's very inspirational.
Yeah, it's calming. You're out in the woods a lot and it's just peaceful. And so you get good ideas. We'll go out, we have some land and just, we'll be clearing it, moving some trees. And you'll have a song idea. Just you pick them up and put them somewhere else because they're in the way. But it's normal. I'll have an idea or something. Just being in nature, it's good for the soul and the mind. It's peaceful and good for thinking. So it's a good area to live in, especially when you're creative, I feel like.
Absolutely.
So, yeah.
Tell me about your musical journey. Where did music start for you? Who inspired you?
I started 4 years ago. I'm trying to think of the timeline now.
Yep.
Yeah, it's been 4 years. I started playing guitar then, and in July. And that same month, I sang in front of my family for the first time, and another family. So this is during the pandemic when I was bored.
Right.
I had never sung.
Extra time on your hands.
Too much extra time. I had never sung in front of anybody. They heard me like through the walls when I'm singing in the shower or something, but that's muffled. And I just went for it. I sang "You Are the Reason" by Caleb Scott, and my family was like, well, "Where did this come from?" I was like, "Oh, I don't know." I just went for it, and they were extremely excited and supportive of that. My dad encouraged me to start like an Instagram and a TikTok and just do covers of whatever country song that I was listening to. And I did that, and it went well. People really liked hearing me sing, which was cool. Wow. And I did that for 2 years and decided I'm going to make my own. I write a good bit, so I'm going to take one of them and I'm going to put them out. And I put out my first song, and it was probably the coolest thing ever. Show up to school that Friday and everyone's like, "I'll call you." I'm like, "Yeah, I did it." I did it. Yeah. Verified artist. Yeah.
You should put that on a shirt. Verified.
I might. I've been thinking about it. Yeah, it's been a pretty great journey. I've been releasing music for 2 years now. Mm-hmm. It's the best. I love music. Writing is my favorite thing to do, and making it sound nice is the second.
How did you choose what to release first, and how did that go?
It was like the only one that sounded like a good writing. It sounded like good writing, and so I was like, all right, I like this one. So I asked some people around me, like some of my friends, and they were like, "Yeah, that one's really good. You should do it." I'm like, "That's what I'm thinking." Yeah, I went to a studio in Clearwater with a guy named Spencer Bradham. And it was the first studio. I had a couple studio visits lined up just to talk to them. Again, first studio I visited, and I was like, "Yeah, this is the one we're going to." And I was like, "Yep." I was like, "There's no question about it." And now I've been working with him for 2 years. Good friend now, and we just went to town. We made a good demo, which it was such a weird process that I had never even thought of.
Yeah.
Like when you think of making music, I thought it was completely different. I don't remember fully what I thought, but I wasn't expecting it to be so like honestly tiring, but it takes a lot out of you, but it's so like rewarding and so fun. Uh-huh. It's called Craving Me. It was my first song. It's fun. It's poppy. It's the first song for sure. I still look back on it. No, it was just more of an idea, like a feeling. I wasn't really writing it about anybody, but it was Yeah, it's a first song. That's why I look back on it fondly, and I look at the lyrics, and I still think that's good. The style isn't really where I'm at anymore, but I can still look back at it, see the lyrics, hear the feeling, and know that's where I was at that time. And it's cool to reflect on. It's almost like having like home videos.
Yeah.
Like you can look back on a memory and be like, oh, I remember that feeling or that like moment pretty vividly.
Absolutely.
So I remember like writing it and being like, oh, I like that line. I can think back like sitting outside and being like, oh, this is a good line. This is a cool rhyme. That's so funny to say, like eye candy. Yeah. And so it's like a, what are they called? The time capsules.
Yeah.
Where you bury it and then you dig it back up a few years later and you look back and you just reminisce. And so I'll do that sometimes when my friends are like, put it on while I'm standing there. And I'm like, let's not bring that back up. Yeah, my friends love my first two songs. I'm like, guys, I have 8 others out. I'm like, my most recent one is probably my favorite. And but Psychopath is really good.
Verify. Someone told me that if you don't cringe at where you were, it means you haven't grown.
Yeah, I removed some old Instagram videos just because I was 10 at the time.
Yeah.
Or wait, no, 12. I would have been 12. Almost 13. Yeah, around there. Yeah. I would have been 12. So I took some of those down just because they were old covers, and so I'll go back through my like story archives, which I just found on Instagram, which is pretty cool. So you can go through and see all your old stories, and I'll be like, oh, I remember singing this. I found one of them. It was the first cover I ever did on Instagram, and I remember so vividly locked in on learning this song.
Yeah.
It was Pretty Heart by Parker McCollum, and hearing my voice sing that song is hard to listen to, but watching, like, seeing that and then knowing I had no clue what I was doing then, and then looking like at it now and knowing so much more about just music, about the guitar, about singing and like vocal techniques. It's just like such a weird, like, I criticize myself. I'm like, wait, no, I'm 12.
You were 12. I mean, and you're 17 now. Like, you've done so much so quickly. Did you just go one track mind, this is all I'm doing? Like, how did you achieve so much in such a short period of time?
I focused on both like growing social media stuff and writing for myself and like releasing songs, but also remembering that this is just what I love doing. Mm-hmm. And so if I get too focused on like numbers and stuff, it becomes more of like a drive for that. And that's not what I'm about. Like, I genuinely just love writing songs. I love listening to music. I like making music. I've released mostly singles. I've released only singles, actually. And that's what I plan to do just for a little bit. I think my style hasn't really been consistent until now. So it's like, it's grown with me. And I've reached a point where I feel like I'm pretty consistent for the next few that are coming out this year. And so I think, you have to it was just growing. And I made a lot of country music, country pop for the first 9 songs, but it fluctuated between more pop or more country or more, because why not? Yeah. And so it fluctuated. It'd be up and down, different things. And so now I've found a linear, these next 4 songs, or the next 3 are much like Think About Me. Yeah. And they're consistent. They're the same vibe, which is good. I'm not, switching it up.
Tell me about Think About Me.
Think About Me is like it's hard to explain it without sounding weird, because like it's just what the name of the song is.
It's just weird all the time to most people. So.
Yeah, that's true. It's just asking yourself, are they thinking about me too? Like, you go somewhere that you used to be with that person, and you're thinking like, do they drive by here and think about me too? Because you were a big part of my life. Was I important to you? And so that's a feeling that I've felt. I know a lot of people have felt that. I've talked with people who have. And so it's this weird dilemma. They were such a big part of your life and you were a big part of theirs, but did it mean as much to them as it does to you now? Yeah. So I'll drive past a certain road or hear a certain song, and I'll just be like, oh, reminded of that person. And so I wrote it as like just asking that question. Are you thinking about me? I bet you are. I bet you're thinking about me.
There's a strong saying in songwriter world that you can't write until you've had a broken heart. So was that song about someone and an experience for you? Or?
Not a specific person. I don't really have many songs about a specific person more than it is about a feeling that I know I felt.
Yeah.
It's definitely true that you can't write without a broken heart or a good heart, right? And so like a love song, which I did write about somebody. There's a couple that are written about people, but most of them are just feelings or like ideas. As much as I use it as like some authors of books and stuff that or movies, they put themselves as much as themselves as they can into their characters and live out almost like past experiences in the way they could or they wish they could or live through a different scenario. And so that's what I do. I take like pieces of me and write a scenario or a story. I wrote one. Thank you. My next song is not about relationship for once, so this is good. But Reason to Live is it's coming out in September. It's about my friend who took his own life 3 years ago now. He was hurting, and so I wrote this as more of a letter almost to him. And if I knew fully what he was going through, what I would have said. I came downstairs and I played this song for my parents, and I was like, I think I need to put this out for people. It's supposed to be one of the songs that people never hear. Yeah, the songs that they sit in your voice notes or your notes app, and they don't get touched again. They're just for healing. But I thought about it, and I'm like, this could heal more people than just me if I put it out. And so I put it on Instagram. I said I'm not planning on releasing it, but I want people to hear it and hear the words that I'm saying. And the response to it, because it's an encouraging song. It's not like a sad talking about how I feel. It's just encouraging other people who feel the same as my friend. And so I put it out, and the response to it was beautiful. I was sitting in school. I teared up reading some of the comments, which was embarrassing a little bit. It was just such a moving, like they were saying these words were so impactful, like you don't even know. And they helped me find closure with my dad or closure with a friend, or they helped me feel better about who I am. Yeah. And so I was like, that powerful. Moved me to, and people were asking to put it out. And so I decided, I'm going to release this one because I think it could mean more even to someone else than it does to me. Yeah. And like the beautiful thing about music is I wrote this song that means so much to me, but it could mean as much or more to someone else. And so if they never heard it, it'd almost be like an injustice to them. And so I decided, I'm going to put this out, and I put a lot of heart into this one, and being able to put this out next month is special.
Yeah. You have a real gift and obviously a very good heart, and the fact that you're giving it out into the world and you're not letting fear hold you back, you're only going to be rewarded tenfold. So I've only just met you, but I'm proud of you for doing that.
Thank you.
How do you manage your mental health around that sort of stuff?
Yeah, it's a prevailing thing for anybody who does anything online. It's all criticism at this point. It's scary, it's dangerous, but if you go into it with the right mindset, I think it's easier to power through it. I get hate comments. People say I sound like a dying cat, and I'm like, obviously I know I don't, so that's good. I keep in mind
what if that was the case.
They would have tore down the dream pretty quick. I keep in mind what I know is true about myself. Yeah. Who my family knows me as, my friends, God knows me as. I just keep that in mind, keep that at the center, and just remember what these people who don't know me are saying. Yeah. There's no way for it to be true, because and I look past even that. I love doing this. So even if other people don't like that I do it, it's not really an issue to me. I'm happy doing it. So
yeah. I saw a great artist, an actor who was doing a reel or an interview, and they said, if you've got a problem with me, call me. And if you don't have my number, then you probably don't know me well enough to have a problem with me. And I'm like, I like that.
It's great.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Tell me some advice that now, with all the lessons you've learned over the last 4 years of recording and releasing your own music, what would you, if you go back in time and talk to 12-year-old Malachi, what would you say?
That's a really good question. I don't think I've ever been asked to give advice to myself. I think I just remind him you got to work hard. That's all you have to do. Because I have an issue with that. I have a little bit of a lack of effort, and so I try hard but sometimes it's just, I can't give it. But I would remind myself, like, just continue giving it your all. And there's no way you can fail, honestly.
Yeah. I love that.
Yeah, I go golfing, which kind of sometimes makes me angry, but yeah, that's where I was probably like an hour ago. Yep, I was there an hour ago. I got here and I was like, all right, I got there and I was like, I have to make sure that I don't miss this interview.
Don't lose yourself
with golfing.
Too much. No, that's okay.
Yeah,
I love the driving range as well. It's like the best place for me to get out my rage if I'm angry at something.
Yes.
Yeah. You feel
Yeah, of course. I went golfing. I had an 8-day streak. I was on it. I love golfing. Sometimes it makes me angry. Oh yeah, we just got one. It's 50, maybe it might be an hour 20 from here. Okay. But I drive that. I would drive that. I went with my friends we did like a birthday party with me and one of my close friends. Yeah, cool. And it's pretty great. Top golfs are great. Yeah, it's like super informal, and so informal. Mm-hmm. You don't have to. Yeah, you don't have to worry about actually golfing. You just have fun. I do worry about actually golfing, but you don't have to.
You don't have to. I don't mind a good game of golf, but I don't have time to go and do full games very often. It's
tough too, but it's like my movie time, and it's because I'm usually driving my brother around because he doesn't have his license yet. Or yeah, I'm a chauffeur, or I'm out doing something where I'm working, or I'm writing, or I'm doing interviews. And so if I can schedule, usually it takes 2.5 hours to play 9, but I'll find a day where I can get a 5-hour break, which is hard. But if I can, I will go golfing. I taught 4 of my friends how to play so that I'm not alone. And they fell in love. Now we only send each other like golf TikToks, which isn't good, but it's better than most other addictions. So
absolutely. Yeah. If you could collaborate with anyone in the world, dead or alive, who would it be and why?
I try to keep my answers here consistent. It's just tough. I think Post Malone he's such a, like, he's nuts with his music. I think he's very talented. But to even sit in a room and watch him work would be crazy. But to do a collaboration with him would be the coolest thing ever. He's talented. I can tell he loves music. Yeah. He's in the lane. He did a folk song. So I'm right there.
What would your song be called, do you reckon? Just throw out the title.
Ooh, all right. Yeah, Fade Away. I have a song already coming out like that. But I think he'd fit. I think he'd fit. Yeah, I don't know. Maybe I toss it his way. DM him.
Featuring.
Yeah, I mean, that'd be pretty cool. That'd be the breakaway. That'd be the hit.
All right. Before we finish up, is there anything else you would like to share with people listening tuning in about songwriting or about your journey? Awesome. Wait to hear the new one. But I really like what you've done so far. And I think if you're being consistent and passionate and just doing what you love, you're going to just go far. And I can't wait to hear that collaboration with Post Malone. It's going to be amazing.
That'd be really cool. I'll let you know if that ever happens.
Oh my God, I will be following and I will be tagging him in all your posts. And I'll be like, come on, do it.
Post Malone, please.
Please. All right. Yeah, thank you so much. I'll talk to you later. And I can't wait to
Thank you for having me.
All right. No problem. Thank you for tuning into Songwriter Trysts, the intimate connection between lovers of songwriting. We hope you enjoyed today's conversation and gained some inspiration from our guest's story. Be sure to visit our website at songwritertrysts.com, where you can find live events, get feedback on your own songwriting from professional songwriters, and explore opportunities like our songwriting retreat on the Gold Coast. Don't forget to subscribe to the podcast so you never miss an episode. And if you enjoyed what you heard today, please take a moment to leave us a review. Your feedback helps us grow and reach more lovers of songwriting. Thanks again for being a part of Songwriter Trysts community today, and we'll see you in the next episode.